Most of us have experienced the fallout of either losing our temper and regretting it, or remaining passive and letting others walk over us. There is a strategic middle ground. We are going to build a personalized, four-step conflict response plan using the 13th century philosophy of Sadi Shirazi, a framework that aligns with modern neuroscientific research. To begin, grab a pen and a piece of paper. I want you to bring a specific, frustrating interpersonal conflict to mind that you're currently facing. By the end of this exercise, you will have translated historical psychological theory into a concrete behavioral strategy to handle that conflict with both authority and empathy. Step 1 begins with the biology of anger. During a high-stakes argument, you experience an amygdala hijack, where the brain's emotional center shuts down the prefrontal cortex. Long before brain imaging, Sadi described this surge as the PLA damen, the raging elephant of the limbic system. On your paper, write down Step 1. Next to it, identify the specific physical tell your body exhibits right before you lose control. It might be a tight chest, shaking hands, or a sudden rush of heat. Now, write down a specific pause protocol next to that tell. This is a hard rule for yourself, like waiting 5 seconds before speaking or taking one deep breath. Pinpointing a physical trigger is the mechanism for bypassing the hijack. It allows you to shift control from a biological impulse back to conscious thought. Step 2 involves cognitive reappraisal. Sadi argued that true strength is found in verbal self-restraint, often using humor as an adaptive defense to lower the emotional temperature of the room. Under Step 2, write down exactly what you instinctively want to say to the person in this conflict. Don't filter it. Get the frustration on the page. Now cross that draft out. Immediately below it, write a measured response that focuses on the objective facts of the situation, or a comment meant to break the tension. Reappraising the situation this way isn't about giving in. It is about maintaining your intellectual focus so you can dictate the direction of the interaction. For Step 3, we have to address the misconception that managing conflict is simply about being nice. In reality, unrestricted passivity often encourages others to continue the behavior that frustrated you in the first place. This aligns with operant conditioning. When you ignore safahat, or harmful behavior, you act as positive reinforcement that strengthens that behavior in the other person. The alternative is the authoritative style, which blends high levels of care with firm boundaries. It mirrors Sadi's observation that a teacher's discipline can be more vital for growth than a father's indulgence. This is the Thomas Kilmann conflict grid. It visualizes how balancing your own assertiveness with cooperativeness for the other person leads to the optimal resolution zone in the center. Under Step 3, define your boundary. Write down the specific behavior you will no longer tolerate from the other person in this relationship. Establishing an uncompromising boundary is an act of compassionate leadership. It provides the structure necessary to preserve the relationship long-term. Step 4 utilizes Sadi's concept of Bani Adam, the idea that all human beings are interconnected, like organs of a single body. This is a cornerstone of modern compassion-focused therapy. Research suggests that providing social support correlates with higher reported well-being, as empathy activates the brain's soothing systems and deactivates threat responses. Under Step 4, look at the person causing this conflict. Write down one underlying fear or hidden stressor they might be dealing with that has nothing to do with you. You must use that insight to shift your entire mindset from me versus them to us versus the problem. Identifying someone else's stressors does not excuse their conduct, but it does create the psychological safety required to address the actual root of the conflict. Look at your paper. You've completed a 4-step checklist for a fully customized conflict response plan. You now have 4 specific tools: a physical trigger identified, a reappraised script, a firm boundary, and an active sense of systemic empathy. Keep this document on your desk or in your phone. The next time you feel the biological surge of the raging elephant, you have a protocol ready to deploy. By integrating 13th century wisdom with modern neuroscience, you have replaced reactive impulse with a deliberate system for leading through conflict.